This is Sean McCormick for Radio Hannah. In this video, we're going to talk about how we use Microsoft OneDrive, which is an online cloud drive service, to manage files for Radio Hannah and to share them between the various systems for Radio Hannah. Now, we do have about 5 or 6 laptops here in Hannah that actually are pre-configured for use with Microsoft OneDrive, and we also have 3 laptops in the J.C. Cherick Hannah School Library, which are also configured to use this, that are loaned out to various schools. So the one way you would access your OneDrive is to open the new window here, File Explorer, bring this up to full screen, and you have OneDrive here in File Explorer. It lists all the folders we have, so you can have this locally on your system if it's been pre-configured, or you can get to it through a web browser by surfing to onedrive.live.com, and you can sign in using the credentials we've given you. So all the folders that we have locally, AHK scripts, blah 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 blah, also appear here in your browser. So there are 2 ways to get to this. If you have a system that's pre-configured to access this locally, you can. If you don't, you can still get to it through a web browser. Let's talk about the local access first. Now, OneDrive uses something that's called file synchronization or file sync. Whenever we put something into a folder on one system locally, it's copied from our system out to the cloud, to the main OneDrive account, and then a copy is sent to every system that is connected to this account, so the files are synchronized between multiple systems. For example, all of our systems running Radio DJ use what's called an auto hotkey script. Auto hotkey is what remaps the keys on your numeric keypad, those little USB keypads we give you with the stickers on them. It remaps all those keys to work with Radio DJ. Now, all the systems load this script from OneDrive. So if we ever have to make a change to the script, by saving it here in OneDrive, we guarantee that all the systems will get an update to that script, rather than us having to go to each system and make the change manually, which when you've got about 11 systems starts to get tedious. So that's one way we use this. We do put some pre-recorded shows in here, in the pre-recorded shows folder. We keep all of our old Christmas greetings for use in the following year, so we have those here. We do have some community ads that we share between all the systems. They're stored here. These are the free ads that we give to community groups. We have shows that run daily, weekly, monthly, and they all go into this folder. We only have 1 paid ad right now, but we do have 3 more on the way. It goes into this folder. Any requests that come in via the 1-800 number or Skype go in here. We toss them if they get old. That's where we keep those. This folder is important. Radio Hannah show sound files. We currently have students producing 3 shows: Joffrey Sports Minute, the John Deadlock Morning Show, and the PLRD Top 10 Countdown. Any files you need to create these shows, like the intro or outro segments, are actually in here for you to use. There you go. That's the John Deadlock Show intro. The PLRD Top 10 Countdown, we have the standard files. So we have the intro, and we have some background music we use for voiceover. And also for the Top 10 Countdown, when this is really important, we put all the music on here for you because we have a large music library. So when a student at a school, say Youngstown, has to produce the show, you would be assigned a laptop from J.C. Cherick Hannah School for use at your school. We would send you the script. You would go into RH Show Sound Files. You would double-click on PLRD Top 10 Countdown, and you would find the 2 sound files you need that we use every week. Plus, you would find your 10 shows that were voted as the top 10 for that week in the music folder ready for you to use. So you would make your show, and once you're done, we delete these off the system to avoid copyright hassles. So they're gone. So you don't have to worry about trying to find the songs in your inventory for the show. We put them there for you. As soon as you're done, we get rid of them. So we're not creating extra copies of shows. That's how that works for the top 10 countdown. It's really, really easy for you. Anything that we use specifically for Radio HANA, station identifications, automated switchover files.
Radio HANA is switching to a remote system for an on-location broadcast. There could be up to 10 seconds of dead air during the changeover. Please stand by.
So all of the systems use these files when they switch back and forth on Radio DJ, so we've made sure that these files get copied to all systems as needed. Any ads created by students are put into this folder and sorted by year and by type. Finally, if you do create a show yourself that we are going to use on Radio HANA, we actually ask that you put it in the Radio HANA Uploads folder. The last show I created was Dat Radio Show. I'm just going to get rid of that so we can upload it again. So if you had this locally, you'd finish your show and you wanted to copy it, you could just take it and drag it and drop it, and this file is now syncing to the main server. It'll take a few seconds. When it's done, we'll go look here in our browser, we'll look at Radio HANA Uploads, and what do you know, that show is there now. So if I want to, I can delete that. I'll just get rid of this. So we now have an empty folder again on OneDrive, and if we look at the local folder, guess what? It's gone from there too, because of synchronization. Okay, so we are going to go have a look at what we're going to look at here. I'm suffering from middle-aged brain at the moment. We're going to look at our web browser. So if you want to upload a show to your web browser, because you don't have Radio HANA on your local system, once again, you would take your show and just drag and drop it into your web browser. And you'll see it's uploading to Radio HANA Uploads. It's going to take a moment. It's done. It shows up here. Let's take a look at our local system. Oh, we see it syncing, and bang, that radio show is back. Really cool. So it automatically synced back to our local computer from the cloud. That's how easy it is. Now, what happens if somebody deletes a file on one system and it disappears from all the systems? For example, I'm going to highlight this and delete. I go to my web browser. You're going to see in a second that that radio show, it's gone. It's disappeared because it synchronizes between all the systems in the web. Well, just like our local computer, we have a recycle bin. And it keeps the various versions of things I've deleted. It keeps them for 30 days. Now, this is important. If we ever delete something by accident, we have 30 days to get it back, unless somebody does something really, really dumb, like click this button here. If you click empty recycle bin, everything is gone permanently. However, if you want to bring an item back because you deleted it by accident, just select it and say restore, and it will reappear right away. Bang! So it's appeared locally on our computer via file sync, and we look at our files here. It's reappeared in the web as well. If I can click again, boom, there's our show again. So that's how we're using file sync. It works really nicely. So this is a quick tutorial of how Radio HANA uses OneDrive to share essential files between all of our systems, either through the local desktop if the system has been pre-configured for Microsoft Sync through OneDrive, or through a web browser. Now, the one thing I haven't really talked about is the account credentials. If you are a Radio HANA broadcaster, you will have a Prairieland Regional Division number 25 email account. That is actually a Google account. So if you log into your email account the way you normally do, just go to drive.google.com, click on Shared with Me, and you'll see a Radio HANA Passwords and Pins file. So Radio HANA Passwords and Pins. That file contains all the information you need to access the various Radio HANA services, including OneDrive, and then you can get in there. So you already have this shared with you if you are a Radio HANA volunteer. That's it for now. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching. This is Sean McCormick from Radio HANA.